NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. NATO is a military alliance formed in 1949 in the aftermath of World War II. Primarily, it made to counter the threat posed by the Soviet Union. Today, NATO consists of 31 member countries from North America and Europe, all committed to safeguarding the freedom and security of its members through the both political and military means. NATO promotes democratic values and allows members to consult and cooperate on defense and security related issues to solve problems, build trust, and most importantly, prevent conflict. One of the NATO's foundation principles is collective defense. In Article 5 of its founding treaty, this principle means an armed attack against one or more NATO members is considered as an attack against all members, obligating them to respond. Warsaw Pact. The Warsaw Pact, officially known as the Treaty of Friendship, Cooperation and Mutual Assistance, was established in 1955 as a collective defense treaty among Soviet Union and 7 Eastern Bloc socialist republics in Central and Eastern Europe. The pact was created in response to the formation of NATO and served as a military alliance that sought to counterbalance NATO's influence in Europe during the Cold War. The Warsaw Pact was more than just a military alliance. It was a tool for the Soviet Union to maintain control over the Eastern Europe, and the Soviet Union used the pact to suppress uprising and maintain the communist order, most notable during the Hungarian Revolution of 1956. The Warsaw Pact remained in place until 1991, dissolving alongside the collapse of the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War. The dissolution of the Warsaw Pact marked the end of an era in European history. Axis powers. The Axis powers, primarily comprising Germany, Italy, and Japan, were the nations that fought against the Allied powers during World War II. The Axis powers were driven by a sharp desire for territorial expansion, militarism, and the overthrow of the post-World War I international order. Adolf Hitler wanted to establish a vast empire in Europe, while Japan aimed to dominate Asia and the Pacific. Italy, led by the Mussolini, pursued imperial ambition in Africa and the Mediterranean. The Axis powers were linked by a series of treaties and agreements, such as the Tripartite Pact of 1940, which solidified their alliance and mutual support in their respective military campaigns. However, despite their early successes, the Axis powers were eventually defeated. The defeat of the Axis in 1945 led to significant geopolitical changes, including occupation and reconstruction of Germany and Japan, the division of Europe into Eastern and Western blocs, and the onset of the Cold War. European Union. The European Union is a unique political and economic partnership between 27 European countries, making it one of the most advanced examples of regional integration. It established in 1993 with the Maastricht Treaty. The EU's goals are ambitious: to ensure the free movement of people, goods, services, and capital within its internal market. Another goal is interact legislation on justice and home affairs, and to maintain common policies on trade, agriculture, fisheries, and regional developments. The EU operates through a hybrid system of supranational and intergovernmental decision-making. The European Commission proposes legislation, enforces EU laws, and represents the Union internationally. The EU has a strong focus on human rights, environmental protection, and the social justice, positioning itself as a global leader in this area. United Nations. The United Nations, founded in 1945 after the devastation of World War II, it stands as a symbol of international cooperation and diplomacy. With 193 member states, nearly every country in the world is represented in UN, which make it the most inclusive global organization. The UN's primary goals are to maintain international peace and security, develop friendly relations among nations, achieve international cooperation, and serve as a center for harmonizing the action of nations. One of the UN's most significant bodies is the General Assembly, where all member states have equal representation. It's a forum for the multilateral discussion on international issues ranging from climate change to human rights. Another is the International Court of Justice. Serve as a principal judicial organ. It helps in settling legal disputes between states and giving advisory opinion on international legal issues. Through these bodies, the UN plays a crucial role in the global governance. ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. ASEAN, established in 1967, it is a regional intergovernmental organization comprising 10 Southeast Asian countries: Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Brunei, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, and Cambodia. ASEAN's primary goals are to accelerate economic growth, social progress, and cultural development in the region, and to promote peace and stability through respect for justice and the rule of law. ASEAN's role in maintaining regional stability cannot be overstated. The organization has been instrumental in resolving regional disputes and promoting dialogues and cooperation on issues such as trade, environment, education, and security. One of the most significant achievements is the establishment of the Asian Free Trade Area (AFTA), which has helped to increase economic integration and cooperation among these members. Additionally, ASEAN work closely with the other regional and global organizations to address broader international issues, including climate change and disaster management. BRICS BRICS is an economic representing five major emerging national economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. It established in 2009, BRICS has become a significant player in international affairs, symbolizing the shift in global economic power from the developed G7 economies to the developing world. BRICS nations collaborate on various issues, including economic policies, political strategies, and culture exchanges, aiming to promote peace, security, and development in the multipolar world. One of the BRICS' key objectives is to reform international financial institutes like the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund (IMF) to better reflect the economic reality of 21st century and to provide the greater representation to developing countries. BRICS also established New Development Bank (NDB) headquartered in Shanghai, which finances infrastructure and sustainable development projects in BRICS and other emerging economies. Allied powers. The Allied powers were a coalition of nations united to defeat the Axis power during the World War II, which including key members like United States, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, and China. This coalition represented a broad spectrum of political ideologies and cultures, but they were united by a common goal: to stop the expansionist ambition of Nazi Germany, fascist Italy, and Imperial Japan, and to restore peace and stability in the world. The efforts of the Allied powers were coordinated through the series of high-level meetings and strategies such as Yalta Conference and the Tehran Conference, where leaders like Franklin Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, and Joseph Stalin made crucial decisions regarding military strategies and post-war reconstruction. The victory of the Alliance in 1945 marked the turning point in the global history, leading to the establishment of the United States and the beginning of the Cold War. The legacy of the Allied powers' victory continues to shape international relations and the global order to this day.